when we moved here, there was sort of, this was right after the invasion of Kuwait by Iraq, and so there was like the war, the first Gulf War. To be sort of an Arab living here, you feel very awkward about yourself, and you feel very awkward about your identity. Not only are you like this messed up teen who doesn't really know where this sort of like what their place is in life and in the world, but on top of that there's also this cultural sort of baggage that you have, and you're surrounded by people who you don't get their reference points when they're talking about day-to-day things, and that your reference points are things to them that are just silly and stupid because they come from somewhere else. And kids, especially teens, like the way they react to something they don't know is to really try to cut it down just out of to some degree their insecurity. So a common reaction would be like to be very aggressive towards this person who's talking about something that you don't know what the hell they're talking about. So that sort of made me really put at bay any Arabic culture that I had. Try to hide that in a way as much as you can, because you know it makes you feel uncomfortable and nervous. I did eventually move back there because it just became overbearing. The anxiety and this desire to go live with them and be where they are, not feel like you abandoned your family. For the year and a half I was there, I just found it hard to like found very few people who are like had the same interests musically as me, and going to see like other people my age making music, and being very disappointed with how like I felt like a lot of people were just like mimicking what people do in the West, and it was really sad because none of it was very little of it was interesting, and very little of it had any cultural reference point to these people's lives. I don't know lyrically, I'm speaking specifically musically, because it's just like live shows where you can't really connect with the lyrics of what somebody's singing. But so yeah, it was just very disappointing, and like the more I saw of that, the more I would be like, this is incredibly uninteresting. And for work too, all the work that I got was just incredibly boring, nothing that I could find very interesting and related to music, because I wanted to keep working, you know, in music. I didn't like, that was an ambition of mine, and I wanted to stick to that ambition. And being over there, it was really hard to be working on interesting music. All this was just very commercial pop music. That's what like makes money there. That's what you can, if you were to be involved in it and want to make a living, you'd have to be involved in that world, which is the furthest thing from my interest. I was just more gravitated towards like going to flea markets and going to like neighborhoods where people said bootleg cassettes and bootleg CDs, and just buying that, consuming that music. And all that music is just, you know, in the back of my head, stored in the back of my mind. And when I was there, it just became very, I just had more access to it, and it became more prevalent, and I saw it in a different light too. I all of a sudden became more aware of it, and more technically sensitive to it, because I had been working in music at that point, being a recording engineer in a studio, and all of a sudden I'd listen to it with a different ear and being like a much more like critical ear, and slowly became to like really appreciate all the art in this pop music that when we were kids we kind of would laugh at, because we thought it was like cheesy, like adult music when we were kids. So it was like a treasure, opening up a treasure chest of like musical references and musical inspiration. And ever since that point, it's become like my main focus in music. It's been 5-6 years now that I collect obsessively Arabic music, and it's just, to me, just this music that makes me feel, you know, it just communicates to me. So it's my area of interest, and it's the project in Jerusalem in my heart. For the most part, it's just covers of a lot of this stuff. I just take reference points, a lot of cues from this music, and I, you know, recycle it and make it my own. Thank you.